What is up, guys? It's Fyros back at it again with another video. So today in this video I'm going to be installing Windows 2.0 and also give you a little retrospect on it as well. Now for those who don't know, Windows 2.0 is the second major release of Windows. So Windows 2.0 was released on December 9, 1987, and a lot of features were added on this version of Windows. So I'm going to be showing you guys what these features are and how Windows 2.0 looked like, and also I'm going to be showing you guys how to install it as well. So here it is. So we're here right now in VirtualBox. I'm going to be installing Windows 2.0 in here. Basically, this is a free virtualization software. You can try it out for free. There's no trial, so do a little experiment on these. So we're going to be installing Windows 2.0 right now. So let's do it. There's no Windows 2.0 option here, so I'll just use Windows 3.1 for this, and just call this Windows 2.0 video. I already have a Windows 2.0 virtual machine here, but just you put a video on there. So recommended memory is 32 megs. Okay, that's fine. Most computers back then in the 80s only have like 30 megs of RAM, that kind of stuff. Really small, just to show how much things have changed over the past few years. Create a virtual hard disk. Alright. I'm gonna be only using as less storage as much as possible. So I'll just use 256 megabyte for this, because we don't really need that much. We don't really need that 1 gig of hard disk capacity. We just only need 256 megabytes. That's already enough for this virtual machine. So here it is, Windows 2.0. I'm gonna change a little bit of settings here, I think. Oh yeah, for the floppy. So actually, Windows 2.0 is still fully dependent on MS-DOS. So basically, we cannot install MS-DOS. We cannot install Windows 2.0 unless we cannot install Windows 2.0 without MS-DOS installed. So we're gonna first install MS-DOS, then install Windows. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use MS-DOS 6.0 for this one. Okay, and we're done with that. So now let's start the virtual machine. Alright, so there it is. Okay. Alright, welcome to setup. So now we're going to install MS-DOS now. Configure and allocate the disk space. So it's going to partition and format the hard drive. Alright, that was fast. Next. Yes, next. Okay. We're going to insert disk 2. Disk number 2. Alright, this is slow. And then disk number 3. And we're good to go. Alright, so MS-DOS is successfully installed. My version 6.0, that's great. Alright, so now let's install Windows. So let's put the setup disk. Now the first, actually this version of Windows that we're going to install is Windows 2.03. I don't know if there's actually any versions of Windows before that, like Windows 2.0.02 or 2.00. I can't find it on the internet, so I think this is the only version of Windows that is available online to be downloadable. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if those exist, but whatever. And also there are other versions of Windows on the Windows 2.0 line, such as Windows 286 and Windows 386. Windows 286 and 386 are basically just basically Windows 2.0, but are only compatible on Intel 8286 or Intel 386 processors, respectively. So yeah, we're not going to be showing those because they're just basically like Windows 2.0. So setup.exe, alright. Alright, there it is. Setup prepares Windows to run on your computer. Nice. Okay, let's continue setup. Enter, yes, enter. Alright, so we're going to choose this one. This one's pretty tricky. If we choose the wrong ones here, then basically it's not going to run Windows 2.0 properly. So we're going to choose the right ones. So we're going to choose IBM PC 100% compatible. Alright, so now we're going to choose which display adapter we're going to use. Basically for this virtual machine, VGA is the closest option. We could choose between EGA, CGA. I don't know if EGA or CGA will work, but I'm pretty sure VGA will work. So we're going to choose that one. US keyboard, Microsoft mouse plus serial. Yes, no change. Alright, insert the displays disk. So this is how most people install software back then, when floppy disk was the most ubiquitous thing in computer storage. Basically you had to insert a bunch of disks because floppy disks have a very, very small capacity. So when you're installing a software, you basically need this bunch of disks to install one by one. You insert it, then you remove it, and so on. Enter desktop application, Microsoft Write. Okay. And we're done. That's great. So let's remove the disk. Okay, setup. Windows is now installed. It can be started by typing Win and pressing the Enter key. So when you open up MS-DOS, or open up your MS-DOS computer here, you just type in Win on your keyboard and it will run Windows automatically. So let's type in Win and press Enter. And there it is. Windows 2.0 has been successfully installed. Nice. Alright, so now let's take a look around this very old operating system. Take note, this was from 1987. That was like 30 years ago. So now let's take a look into some of the things that have been changed and added since Windows 1.0. If you have already watched that Windows 1.0 video, then you might be very familiar with this. Anyways, one of the most notable changes added in this version of Windows was the ability to overlap and move windows freely around the desktop or the screen. So for example, we have the MS-DOS Executive here. I can resize this to any size I want. Then I can move it around in any part of the screen. Now take note, Windows 1.0 didn't have this feature. Basically, if you want to move windows around, if you're multitasking, you need to I don't know, snap it out on sides, that kind of stuff. You cannot move it freely, but now in Windows 1.0 you can. So that's pretty cool. And of course, in future version Windows, it will still possess this feature. That's great. So yeah, that's MS-DOS Executive. All right. And finally, we got this new icons for the minimize and maximize. So this one is minimize, and this one is maximize. And if you want to close a window, just like in Windows 1.0, you just double click this one on the top left of the window. And if you just click on it, it will show other options that you can do with the window, like move it, resize, minimize, maximize, or just simply close it. So yeah, that's the most notable change to have ever been shown on Windows 2.0. Okay, enough of that. Let's take a look at some of the programs that comes bundled with Windows 2.0. So first one is calculator.exe. Alright, it's just a calculator program. You can do simple arithmetics in here, like multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. You also got square root, percentage, and equals, obviously. So let's multiply this by 66. Okay, we got that one. It's pretty neat. You can also copy that and then paste it. About calculator shows that Windows version 2.03. And there's also some shortcut keys here, like you press Q for square root, press N for change sign, etc. That's neat. You can also change the sign. Make that negative. plus minus 32. That's negative 56,462. All right, that's neat. So let's close that. We don't need that anymore. All right. So the next thing is calendar. Calendar.exe. It's just a simple calendar application that you can, add. You can add alarm. You can add reminders, to do stuff, whatever. It's viewed as this month. So as you can see, this is how the calendar looks like. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. All right. Let's go back to the default day. We can set alarm, like for example at 6 a.m. set that alarm. Wake up. The next one. Eat breakfast. Go to school. And then at 1 p.m. eat lunch. And then 8 p.m. 9 p.m. go to sleep. So yeah, that's that's pretty much it. That's nice. All right. So that's how the calendar works. All right. It's the same thing. All right. So you can also save this if you want, but I'm not going to be doing that. Next is card file. It's basically like an address book. You can add names and stuff. You can add multiple cards. Let me just put my name here. And I don't know. Whatever, that's not true. You can add another one if you want. And do whatever you want there. So that's how the card file works. You can also search if you want. Auto dial. I don't know what this auto dial thing. I don't know how this works, but whatever. You can also change this list mode. They're empty. I think they're not empty. It's because I didn't put a name in the top index. Whatever. So yeah, that's the card file. Again, you can save this if you want. No. Okay, next is Clipboard Exe. It's basically where all of your pasted texts and stuff goes into. It displays in here. It will be displayed in here. So that's Clipboard. Clock. Pretty self-explanatory. It's just a clock. And since Windows 2.0 has this new resizing and overlapping feature, you can resize this to whatever you want. Bet you can't do that on Windows 1. Alright, that's nice. So yeah, that's just the clock for you. And you can also, and if you minimize this one into your desktop, as you can see here, it will also show the time, the exact time. You see the hour hand and the minute hand there? That's the exact representation. So that's great. And also, in Windows 1.0, if you might have noticed, in Windows 1.0, you can only move the icons of your minimized windows only in this part right here. But now here in Windows 2, you can move it to wherever you want on the desktop. So you put it on the screen and make it look like this. Oh, looks like the modern desktop. That's nice. But take note, back then in old versions of Windows, there's no taskbar, no start menu. That's pretty neat. So that's the clock. Let's just minimize it there. Well, why not put it in here so that we can see the time? There we go. Okay, next is Control.exe. Oh, sorry, I clicked that one again. Control.exe is just the control panel with some new features or some new settings to play around. Like, for example, oh god, what's wrong with my mouse? Alright, like changing the border width, since now in Windows 2.0 you can resize Windows, so you can change the border width to whatever you want. Default is 5, so if we make it 15, for example, it will be so thick. So freaking thick. Look at that. Damn. But let's just bring that back to 5. Screen colors is still here. You can change the Windows background. Change the active tile bar. So you can change that to whatever you want, but I'm not gonna be changing that because you know I actually prefer this cyan white color scheme / blue, of course. Yeah, I actually prefer that. Mouse settings, yeah, you can also change the mouse acceleration. That's nice. There's also the new country settings. You change the country, but not all countries are displayed here. Instead, other countries are shown as other country. Yeah, time format, date format, currency format. We didn't have this feature in Windows 1, so that's nice. You can install new printer, delete ones, and add new fonts and delete them too. Okay, so that's Windows 2.0 control panel. CVT Paint. Basically, this is a paint conversion program. Basically, what this does is it converts old old Windows 1.0 MS Paint file into the new Windows 2.0 Paint file. That's basically it. Let's see. MSDOS.exe is the MS-DOS Executive, which is this window. And Notepad. Alright, Notepad. Everyone is familiar with the Notepad. Let's add time and date there. This is... Oh, sorry. Running on... 2.0. That's nice. Well, let me actually save this one. Just name it test. And there it is. So if we look at test in here, should be... Oh wait, why is it not here? Let me actually... Oh, there it is. You actually had to refresh this one, so it'll be there. Nice. Okay, next is Paint.exe, again, another familiar program. So yeah, basically nothing much has changed in here. It's still black and white, even though this version Windows now supports VGA graphics that can support up to 16 colors. Paint.exe still doesn't have colors in here. So you still have to stick with patterns as a replacement for colors. So, you know, that's pretty nice. Change the brush. Can I change the brush? How can I do that? Start size? No. Options? Brush shapes. Oh, there it is. Let me just... That's... Oh, yes, there it is. Oh, and by the way, the cube tool is still in here. So let me draw a cube for this video. Alright. Okay. Man, this is glitchy. Oh god, what's wrong with my mouse? Sorry. My mouse is it's actually doing some pretty weird stuff lately. You know, I'm gonna have to buy a new mouse soon. So there it is. Alright. So take a look at my new abstract. I could sell this for around $500,000 or something. So yeah, that's Paint for you. PIF editor. This is the program information editor. What this does, it actually adds like a bunch of tags or I don't know, some information to your MS-DOS software. You know, basically because since Windows 2.0 depends mostly on MS-DOS, some people still use or run MS-DOS programs during the time when Windows 2.0 was released. So basically, you can add like information to MS-DOS programs so that you can run it on here directly in Windows. I'm not sure because I haven't tried this one out yet. So whatever, that's how it works. Reverse-E, yes, Reverse-E. The built-in game. So, let's actually play around with this. I don't know. Let's see who will win. Even though I'm the only one playing. This is supposed to be a 2-player game. But oops, sorry. Pass. Nice. Alright, so you lost by 16. I guess the red one won? I don't know. Alright, spooler. Oops, no printers connected. Whatever. Terminal.exe is just a virtual terminal program. So you basically have a networked. You need to actually connect to a network to make this work, whatever. And last one is write.exe. It's basically the predecessor to WordPad. So this one has much more formatting features on it. So if I actually type Windows in here. Oh, I cannot use Control A. Control A didn't exist back then. That's pretty nice. Let me go to fonts. Helvetica. Let's make it 24. Nice. Let's make it centered. Make it bold. And there it is. So that's how it works. That's right for you. Alright, so yeah. So I think that's pretty much about it for Windows 2.0. I've already showed you guys every single programs that comes bundled within here in Windows 2.0. So that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys later in the next video. So I'll be shutting this down now. Just close one.